Okay, so the first thing is you can explain your game plan. So how do you want to path and what lane do you want to play around? And then we can start from there.
So mostly I want to play around bot lane, I think. Top lane is Pantheon to Garen. He should be fine. He can snowball, but like I don't really trust the Pan's top lane to 1v9 the game. I'd much rather play towards my bot lane and maybe because it's Jhin Alistar, I think it's a pretty good combo. So I have CC, I can potentially gank or counter gank and then work from there.
Yeah. So how do you want to path?
I'll just start blue and I'll do clear my top side, pass towards bot and see what happens then.
So full clear like this.
Yeah.
And then go bot side. Yep. And then the other thing would be, what do you think Iron will do for pathing?
So probably Ivan will do the same thing, but I think what they do is they start Raptors and then they do some weird loop around their jungle, so he can pretty much be anywhere. Uh, so I'm expecting him to be bought about the same time as I am, but this I'm not sure. So he can either start Raptors or Gromp, I think, and do some loop, or I really don't know. Ivan's so fucking weird, to be honest.
So the jungle camps that any jungler can start are this. You can never start these because these spawn later.
No, not the Gromp Wolves, yeah.
In terms of clear speed, you will be on bot side like around 325. You'll be on your Crux, close to finishing them. He will be there. I mean, he can be there as soon as this, maybe closer to this. So he will be on bot side before you. If we then have a look, top lane, Ignite versus Ignite. So if you see an opening on top, then we can always go for the kill. It punishes both top lanes really hard if they die because they can't TP back. Mid lane, not really too much we can do. Akshan also plays with TP. The only time you can gank him is if he uses E to go in. Bot lane, we have Jhin Alistar, which is pretty good combo, and they have Blitzcrank Caitlyn. So yeah, you pretty much just play around bot from... Ideally you want these to hit level 3, because then they can do combo. This guy will do W plus Q, then this guy will hit W, then this guy will hit E, and then they're CC'd for like 4 seconds. So yeah. And then obviously the main thing here is that they have a blitzcrank, right? So we want to do defensive wards and make sure that they don't enter. So standard 5-point cover, standing here in the jungle entrances. And then if you see someone, well then you get out. If they flash, then you trade flash for flash. So yeah. We see Iron top side. This means he starts either here or here. So he's buffing down now. But he will be on bot side before you if he goes for full clear. So here, you see the Ivern, and you see that he doesn't have a buff. So we press tab and we see he's done one jungle camp. So what that means is he's most likely done this, and then because of his HP, he has used his passive on 3 jungle camps. Maybe even 4, and then smited 1. So if we then have a look, he's used passive on this one, plus this one, plus this one. He's actually done on, yeah, 4 jungle camps. So he has only Crux left. You can still invade, of course, but if you want to invade him, then you have to auto attack him so he doesn't get the passive.
I have to attack him, not the camp. Okay.
If you auto attack him, then he cannot take the camp for his passive. He can still smite it, but But yeah, obviously because you see him going up here, then you know that he's either going for topside gank or he's going for topside camps. So essentially what you do is you spam ping this guy that, hey, you are in danger, you play with Ignite, your wave is pushing, you might have to give up wave. Use your spam ping 5 times and hope he backs off. He might just int, but at least let him know that when we see this guy here, spam ping, say, hey, he's right here, guys. What you can then also do is, when you know he's on top side, take a look at the bot lane wave and then decide, if you go here, it will be 3v2. And I actually think in this situation, even though your bot lane is on level 2, because of the fact that Caitlyn is auto-attacking, she wants to push. So she wants to push now. So I would actually skip my Raptors and go for this gank right here.
So I don't need to wait for them to get level 3, I can just do it.
Obviously, getting level 3 would be better, but when enemy bot lane plays like this, it's an opening. Because you know Ivern is now topside. If you didn't know that where Ivern was, this could be risky, because Ivern, as I said, was gonna clear faster than you. So he could be on bot side. You would still be there faster than him, because you give up jungle camps in order to gank. But because you see him on top, you know that this is completely free. Because the problem is... Well, the problem was that if this wave didn't come, and they crashed these 3 minions, then they could just back off and then your bot lane gank would never happen. But what ends up happening is that they're fighting and now they're really low HP. So imagine if you are here. Blitzcrank doesn't have flash, could be killable, right? But the problem is, we focus too much on farming here. So you farm, you farm, you farm, you farm, you farm. Now you're done farming and you're like, okay, I want to gank now. Well, guess what?
You already saw me.
Wave is crashed. Well, more or less crashed. Like your bot lane cannot freeze it this close to the tower. So they don't have to step up now. They don't even have to step up for this wave right here. The wave will be here. And then it's slowly gonna push towards them. And the problem is, your top laner is actually exposed to the same thing. He is pushed up. Here, we should never, as I said, never gank mid. Unless he uses E to go in, we never gank mid. It's much better for you to just go...
And just trying to damage him a little bit while at it.
It's much better for you to press tab and realize that Iron hasn't cleared the Sculler Crab, and then say, okay, I'll take this, run towards top, get double Sculler Crab, and then because you know that Iron started on top side, it's not gonna be much longer before this spawns. So if he decides to stay for plate or whatever, pushing the wave in, you can take that camp and then go out again. But the main problem so far this game is that here we're not paying attention to this wave and what Caitlyn is doing. So this right here should be punished. And what ends up happening is that by the time you've cleared, now you're ready, but you get spotted. Oh, you can't gank now. But then what ends up happening now is, now this wave is slowly gonna push towards them, which is good for them. So if Iron is now on bot side, which he will be, he can wait. He doesn't have to kill on this wave. He can say fuck this wave. He can sit and stay. He can go and kill on this wave that's coming out of minions spawn right now. Or if he's really extreme, he can wait for the next one after that. So here, kind of same thing. We know that Ivan is on top side, right? Because this is where he started. So again, spam ping. Luckily, your top laner has base, so he's not in danger. And mid lane should also not really be able to die, but he is flashless, right? We have to keep that in mind. So they traded flash for flash. And trading flash for flash in this matchup is better for Akshan. Because Akshan can always just E out, because you don't have any CC. But the problem is, this guy cannot escape with anything. So if Ivan just decides to, let's say Akshan presses E here, onto this wall, Ivan stands here as well, presses E, it will slow the Vex, can maybe set up for an Ivan Q, and then he's dead, right? So trading flash for flash is not better for your mid laner than it is for enemy. Here we see the Ivern. So here I would just press tab and then I would figure out, okay, what does Ivern have? So he has boots, both AD carries have him based, and supports we have boots advantage. So you have more AD than him, but he has obviously tier 2 boots. So that means you can fight it. But let's say that Caitlyn has based for a pickaxe or whatever, and Jhin hasn't, then we don't want to take this fight. Because then they will have too big of an item advantage to the point where it's like, okay, there's no actual favor of us taking this fight. Didn't Blitzcrank just show that Ivan was here? Wait. Yeah. I guess he used the passive and went in here. Ivan is standing right here.
Wait, what?
So here, look where Blitzcrank passive is going.
I mean, I already saw the Ivern on the ward, but okay, that's actually, I didn't notice that.
So he's still, like, he's standing right here. He's not recalling, he's right there.
Yeah.
So essentially what we want to do is we want to play the counter gank. So whoever ends up showing later is usually the ones that are winning. It's more likely that the counter gank wins than the one ganking first. So you don't want to show. Okay, the fight breaks out, we're here. Flash comes from Caitlyn, just turn on to Blitzcrank. We get the kill, very good. That allows us to get Skullcrab as well. This was good. Here, just be careful of Akshan, but you have Alistar as well, so you're fine.
Not sure if he saw me with the minion, but...
Your Vex ends up dying.
I fuck up the micro and don't manage to kill the Akshan because I E to the side instead of forward.
And this is actually what I was talking about. You see how Vex not having flash here?
Yeah.
She just instantly gets engaged on and she's dead. And the reason why she flashed was probably because that you ganked and she's like, okay, maybe we can kill him, right? Or burn flash. A flash for flash is not worth. And then this allows enemy team to make a play like this. If she had flash and she was good, it would just be flash for flash straight. And then you could have based. Then let's see here.
And here I E instead of Eing forward.
Yeah, if you E forward towards Akshan, you kill. Yeah. That's true. So yeah, that sucks. You crash the wave, that's good. And then you base. Akshan roams top. Ivan shows top again. We just defend. Yep. So here, most important thing is pay attention to where Ivan is going. If If he's going up, that means top side, Gank or Kruk. If you go this way, that means he's going to bot side. Because he went this way, that means that if you want to, you can play for the Rift Herald here. And if not, then you obviously just keep farming.
Bot lane from the gank, because I know they're probably gonna get ganked again.
So the thing is with defending bot lane is that they just killed on bot lane earlier. Right here, they got the kill on Sir Blitzcrank. Forced the Caitlyn out of lane.
Yeah.
So what they want to do is they just push this wave. He can even leave the wave here. Like the wave here is fine for Jhin if he wants to leave it. So he could just recall and then he would be fine. But he decides to then stay, so he will then now push the wave. After he pushes this wave, he's going to recall.
Yeah, but then it's gonna push out to him, so...
Well, if the wave pushes towards him like this, then he's fine. Then he can't get ganked. The problem is that they end up freezing it.
Pushing out as in, yeah, being... I can't even get there in time yet.
Like right here, the wave is pushing towards him. That's why I'm saying that he can recall on this wave and he'll be fine. He then decides to push it, so he wants to crash. You cannot help him crash this wave because you're on top side right now. By the time he crashes this wave, then he wants to recall. After he recalls, the wave will bounce back into him, so he doesn't have to step up in lane. The problem is that Jhin decides to then push the wave, but he can't push it in because Blitzcrank holds it. Then he gets engaged on and he ends up dying. Because of Akshan. So this is where I'm saying that if you don't want to go to bot, or if you don't want to go towards the Rift Herald, the only reason why you wouldn't do that is because you want to farm your entire bot side. It has nothing to do with ganking bot lane, because bot lane has already won, and they need to reset before we can make another play on bot. And Jhin just ended up fucking up the wave and he ends up dying because of it. But you can't impact whatever is happening here.
Okay.
Because you're up here and your bot lane is already won.
I saw them perma fighting on bot and I thought, you know what? I just want to be close to that. And I have all my camps up, so I think it's worth to just clear everything and be in the area.
You can clear everything, that's fine. But in terms of playing for bot, after this happens right here.
Yeah.
After this, then there's not gonna be another bot side play before Jhin has reset.
True. But by the time I arrive to my camps and clear the Raptors, Jhin will be back in lane if he bases here. So I'm still gonna be here for if they just start the fight immediately like they always do.
Yeah, that's true. Because now the problem is that now you're on bot side, but it's 1v4, you can't do anything. And if any team wanted to, they could just play Drake, and you can't trade anything because you're on the same side.
Yeah. They actually don't do the Drake back there, so I can just trade now.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just because enemy didn't take it in the first place. They could have if they wanted to, but they decided not to.
Yep.
So what is the play here? What do you want to do?
I want to counter gank the Ivern.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I should have let him walk up a little bit more.
The problem with this, I think you going for the counter gank is fine. Because you see Ivern on top side, you know his top side camps are spawning, they just made a play on bot side, so he will obviously be on the opposite side. That is all good. The problem with this is the fact that look what Vex is doing.
Yeah, I don't know about this, man. I didn't expect him to do that.
So what essentially is happening is Vex is making a play on bot side.
Yeah.
So that means that when they are having a play down here on bot side, that will most likely go in our favor, we should not make a play at the same time on the opposite side.
Yeah, but it just happened at the same time, and I was already like, "What the fuck do I do now?" I guess.
I mean, you see Vex here, and you haven't shown.
Yeah.
So playing for the counter gank is fine, but the problem is
I don't want to let him die.
you show.
Now the Ivern misses, and I just go in without realizing. Oh, the Panther's safe, so I'm like, whatever. Let's just fight.
Exactly, because if you just sit here, then you're safe, right? And Pantheon can just walk out. There's no problem. The problem is now you're showing. Yeah, if it hits, then obviously we take the fight, right? We want to try and fight it. But the problem is that we are safe right now, and we go in, not knowing that this is a 3v2, we most likely get kills. Akshan is missing on the map, and he's gonna go up here.
Yeah.
That is the problem. So if you just don't show here, both you and Pantheon have been fine, and then you'd be winning 2-0 on bot side. But oh, actually we do end up getting a kill here, which is kind of good. But I think if enemy just played it better, then it would have been 1-0, 2-0 for enemy, right?
Yeah. The Herald was gonna.
Yeah, it will expire soon, so using a mid is fine. Or it'll be 14 minutes soon, so. Yep, very good. Here I would be a little bit careful with doing this. Because remember, you play against Blitzcrank.
So who's gonna kill me?
Well, the thing is, when you attack the ward here, if Blitzcrank stands here and grabs you, you could be dead. But you're lucky that he's not standing there. Well, he is actually standing there. But he doesn't have Q until now. And obviously from this position, he cannot kill you. But it's unless if you track the fact that Blitzcrank used Q right here. This Q right here. And you know that, okay, Blitzcrank doesn't have it up for exactly 15 seconds.
It's like 15 seconds, or should be 15 seconds-ish.
Then this would be risky. If you know it, then that's fair, right? Then you can take the ward. But if you don't know, and you're not sure, better not to go for this ward.
I was standing a bit up as well, I don't think. I thought I could E out regardless.
It will be risky, because Blitzcrank can QE, then Ivern can Q. Caitlyn is also there, right, underneath the tower.
And that I didn't know that she would be there, to be honest, yeah.
Yep. So here, I think you taking the Crux are fine, but after Crux, I think you should base. Because you have a Drake that's spawning in a minute, and you want to be playing for that. So I would recall here. With 2k gold, I would buy Serrated Dirk Pickaxe and a Control Ward. And then I would go towards the Drake. While you're going to Drake, you can take one of your jungle camps, so you get your Smite upgrade. Because the problem is now There's 30 seconds to Drake. Still haven't recalled. Look how much gold you have.
Yeah. I think I'm greedy for the Black Cleaver instead.
Oh, if you go Black Cleaver, you just go Warhammer plus Kindle Gem. That's also fine. Because now the problem is, if this was an even fight, so 4v4,
I would be sitting on a lot of gold, yeah.
you are already behind in gold. Now this gold doesn't matter, but this is not the gold that you have.
Yeah.
You have this. You have 27k. So you're actually down 3k gold and you're looking for a play. And that is bad. You get it for free because enemy team doesn't contest. But if they try to contest, it would be bad.
Yeah.
Also in this game, I would consider getting Serpent's Fang at some point. Because this guy has his E, this guy has his Q, this guy has his passive. This guy is not going any shield item. They also have a locket on top of that. So I would consider going Serpent's Fang here, either second or third item. Because they have 4 different shields.
I mean, I really want to base for my item now, but they keep canceling me. And now my camps are spawned.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. You can always farm with a lot of gold, but you can never fight with a lot of gold.
Okay.
But the problem is that obviously if you farm for the entire game and you don't recall and buy items, then you cannot react to any play happening. You cannot be like, oh, I'm gonna go counter gank.
Yeah, I mean, it despawns anyway, so...
Yeah. Here you cannot show on bot side. Because if you show on bot side, then they could start Baron, and if your team is not in position to stop them, that's bad.
Just wait to see what happens.
Yeah, this is bad.
Okay.
Because we have no vision, our AD carry is dead, and Baron is up. So they can just start it now, like, nobody's gonna stop them.
But can they even do it? It's 20 minutes, it's the Baron that got buffed, has a billion HP, they have no frontline. How are they supposed to start it? We have a giga-fed Pantheon. Like, in my mind, my team, if they even see them starting it, they kill everyone, no?
Blitzcrank can tank it, plus Iron's shield, plus they have double AD carry. So they can start it.
Okay.
And even if you say, oh, they can't finish it, doesn't matter. It forces your team to go here. What happens? Well, Blitzcrank just grabs someone and then they get a kill. It's still 4v3.
True.
For the enemy, so it's never worth. But you can never show on bot side. Not when Baron is up. If Baron is not up, then sure, you can show on bot side, no problem.
Okay. I think this pretty much loses the game, that's why I was asking. Okay.
Because now you see that, oh, they're on Baron. What happens?
Pantheon gets his R interrupted by Daisy. And it's a disaster.
Now enemy team is just dead.
Yeah.
And the problem with that for you is the fact that Pantheon doesn't scale. So Pantheon will be outscaled by Garen. You and Ivan depends on the fight. You can both be strong. Vex and Akshan, same thing. Jhin versus Caitlyn. Jhin is arguably slightly stronger, and Blitzcrank Alistar is also depending on the team fight. Here this fight is fine because Garen is top, so it's 5v4 in our favor.
Yeah, I really don't know what the fuck happened here, but we completely got destroyed this fight.
I mean, you should probably play it slower because Jhin is not here and people are low HP. So, because Jhin is still mid, it's not 5v4 yet. So what ends up happening is,
well, I don't start the fight, but
by the time Jhin starts to move, Vex is already half HP. She doesn't have her ulti yet as well.
I can't get on anyone because the Ivern is in my face.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that they have so many shields. We don't have a Serpent's Fang.
Yeah.
If you have a Serpent's Fang, it will be half the shields. But the problem is the people are low HP before Jhin gets there, and Vex doesn't get to use her ulti. Alistar also didn't have ulti before this actually. So Alistar no ult, Vex no ult. Pantheon ult is irrelevant in this fight. Jhin ulti in most fights are not gonna be relevant. So technically you have one good ulti up right now, and that's yours. And we take this fight. That's how we can still lose it 5v4, because it's not a true 5v4, because Jhin is not there. And we're missing a ton of ultis.
So what am I supposed to do actually? Because I do want to take the fight, but how do I do it?
Here you just play slow. Go mid
What
lane,
does that
get
mean?
prio in mid,
Okay.
together with your Jhin. Once you push the wave in, remove all the vision, then either go for another wave, or go for the Drake once you've cleared the vision instantly. The problem is, Jhin is trying to get prio mid. The rest of you guys are trying to fight. But we cannot take the fight instantly, one, because Jhin is not there, and second, because we don't have ultis yet. We need to wait 24 seconds for Alistar ult, we need to wait 10 seconds for Vex ult. Without those ultis, I think Vex is pretty strong champion in fights. Like if she can get resets, she's really, really strong. But she can't get reset because she doesn't have ult. The next problem is, look at the amount of vision we have compared to that they have.
Yeah, but it's only gonna get worse.
We only have a ward here and here. Yeah, it will get worse because of the Ivern bushes. But the problem is that they have vision in Pixel Bush, and we don't have vision here.
Yeah.
So we cannot actually enter here. Jhin can walk to here.
Yeah.
But he cannot walk past this.
Yep.
As soon as he goes here, he's in danger. Same goes for anyone else. You can just dash over the wall. Sure, that's fine. You can dash out again. Fine. The rest of your team cannot. They will have to go here. If they sit 4-man stack here, that they can even sit here. Wait for Blitzcrank Q. Just hook someone who goes this way. That is the problem. If you compare it to enemy team, they know that your team has to go here or here. So they can just sit here in this bush or in this bush. Plus they have a Garen on top, so they don't want to start the Drake, because Garen just wants to buy time.
Exactly, yeah.
So you just have to play it slower.
As soon as possible, but yeah, we didn't have the abilities and the vision.
And that's actually what ends up happening. The fight starts in this pixel bush where you don't have vision.
Yeah, the Vex gets hooked from the bush, and then it's...
And then, boom.
I can't damage anyone, they have a billion shields.
Yep.
And I don't have money for Serpent's Fang yet. Ouch. Yeah, now the Akshan revives their entire team. That's very fun.
Yeah, it ends up being an overchase. Because once you get the 2 kills, this is fine. But here, I would
Still
stop.
have the numbers, no? So I thought, why not?
Well,
we have full HP. We
it's
have mana.
4 versus 3. And again,
Yeah.
ultis. Who has anything? Jhin no ult. Alistar no ult. You don't have ult. Pantheon no ult. What ends up happening is, as soon as the enemy team gets here, Garen is here ready with ult. He's all summoners.
Yeah.
Akshan is here ready. Everything. All summoners, all ultis. Iron, of course, doesn't have anything, but because these two are not weak, it's a 7 and 3 Akshan and a 3 and 3 Garen. They're not weak.
So ultis are like stronger than numbers sometimes? Okay.
Yeah, you can win fights 4v5.
Okay.
If the enemy team uses Malphite ulti, and that's
Yeah,
their only
sure.
engage tool, and only get 1 kill, doesn't matter. You can still turn it. You can still play it super, super slow. It all comes down to what ultis are in the game. Because Akshan ulti is pretty good. And Garen ulti is also really good for fighting.
Yeah.
It's different compared to a Jhin ulti. Jhin ulti is not always good. Or a Elise ult. That's whatever. And then if they open up a second inhib, then the game is just over.